Yeah, and during midday I get to interview Deborah Messing. Totally looking forward to that. But back in the present moment with Cassandra and Tracy, better known as the Twisted Sisters. My sisters from New England. You guys feeling kind of bummed out today?
Yeah, just a little bit, you know. But you know, they played a good game.
They played a good game.
I have mixed feelings because we had $100 against the New England Patriots standing bet with my brother, and we don't have to fork it out. So I want to root for the home team, but
how could you do that?
I don't know.
You're from Maine, for Pete's sake. Man, all right. So you guys are here. This is a wonderful tie-in with our audience today. The Girl Scouts of the Colonial Coast doing their Samoa soiree. It's a competition to see who can make the best tasty treat out of a Girl Scout cookie.
Exactly.
You guys, of course, no surprise that you went sweet. Some chefs are going to be going savory. Tell me what you're going to be showing us how to make today.
Today we're going to make our Tag Your It cupcake using the tag-along cookie.
Okay, Tag Your It. We'll get started on that in just a little bit, but right now, Chris, Tag Your It. All right, back in the Hampton Road Show kitchen today, the sisters from Twisted Sisters Cupcakes and Sugar Chat Cafe are here, Tracy and Cassandra, and they're going to reveal their secret, which I think is very gracious of you ahead of the soiree. You're going to tell us what you're making for the Samoa soiree, and later in the show we're going to meet our studio audience and learn more about the function. But let's talk a little bit about the Tag Your It cupcake that you're going to make today.
Okay, well, the Tag Your It is made using the tag-along cookie. What we did, because we're going to start in the middle here, but what we did was we used our favorite vanilla recipe, which you can do at home, and we put one of the cookies on the bottom to make a crust.
Oh, okay. All right.
And what we're going to show you how to do today is make ganache, which is amazing, and once you know how to do that, you won't need us anymore. It's so good, you'll put it on everything.
Oh, don't even say it. Don't even say it. Ganache is what? Just like the dark, the
That's
chocolate
the stuff on the top.
Oh, you'll be dipping strawberries, bananas, cupcakes.
Ice cream, it's really good on ice cream.
It's more than just melted chocolate.
Just a little bit more. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 cup of the heavy cream, and Cassandra's going to heat that up for us in the microwave for 1 minute.
Okay. All right, so that's going to get pretty hot.
It's going to get pretty hot. Exactly. That's what you want to do, is get pretty hot.
And melt your chips.
Yeah, you want to melt the chips.
All right.
You can do that on the stove top, but we're teaching people how to do this easy at home.
Okay, I want to show people this cupcake over here. Remember, like in science class when they would bring out the geode and like cut the rock in half and there'd be all this stuff inside? Look at the middle.
This is what it's going to look like when you're finished.
Yeah, don't think about the frosting only being on the top, because you can see it goes right in there because you actually core it.
We do. We use an apple core. This is an apple core. You could also use a knife or a melon ball, or whatever you have handy. And you just take it. You don't want to go too deep because you don't want to go down to the bottom, but you kind of just go.
So you don't want to hit cookie, because
you don't want to hit the cookie. And you still want to have some cupcake left.
Absolutely.
That's yummy too. So what we're going to do is just core it out like so. And then when you're done coring it out, you're going to fill it with, we have a peanut butter American buttercream that is to die for. So we're going to
do one?
Yes.
Yes,
I do.
Savor one.
I mean, to core? Let me wash my hands.
Oh yeah, she can core that.
So give me a tip, because one mistake that I make is I'm not very patient. You know, when I read aloud to cool completely before frosting, I always think they don't really mean that.
You do want these to cool completely before you core them, because otherwise you're going to dry them out. And also you're going to add your frosting, and you want the frosting to melt. So here.
They mean it.
So what you're going to do is take the core, and one of these here, and just twist it, and then pull it out. See how easy that is?
Yeah.
And now we're going to fill them with frosting.
How do you get it out?
You just kind of have to tap that.
What's happening? Your cream is done.
Sorry. I'm so mesmerized by
So what we have here is a piping bag filled with peanut butter American buttercream.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this other one.
You do the other one.
I'm confident now.
All right. Yeah, you did a fabulous job on the first one. And this has an 809 tip, which is just a round tip. You could also do this with just a bag and cut off the end. You don't have to have a tip if you don't have one handy.
Too far on that one.
You're fine. So what you're going to do is fill up the hole, and then you're going to come out and kind of go around in circular motion.
Imagine how much fun this is with your children.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can see
and then you get to dip it.
Squirted everywhere.
You want to try one of these?
Yes, I do.
And then the next helpful hint I would give you is before you dip them in the ganache, you're going to want to put them in the freezer for a little while so that they can harden up a little bit, so that your frosting doesn't fall off while you're dipping it in the warm ganache.
You know,
look at you, you're a pro.
I have to do as well as Ariane did last week, making her little frosting grass there. How about that?
You did fabulous.
You cannot tell mine from the expert.
That's right. That's right.
Back to you. Okay.
So I'm just going to finish filling these all up real quick.
All right. And what have you got going on over here? I have to
We
keep
are
my eye on both of you.
Yes. Tracy's actually going to bring out the ganache as she gets out her second pan.
It looks like these would be great without it, but what do you think it adds? What do you think having the ganache on there kind of adds in terms of the way it looks?
Extra layer of yumminess. You put that dark chocolate ganache on top.
And you said that was heavy cream?
This is heavy cream.
Heavy cream,
and you're going to pour these directly onto your chocolate chips.
And you want to let it sit there for a little while, just to melt the chips.
Okay.
And that's going to do your work for you. And we're going to let it sit for a minute or two, and then we're going to stir it, and it's going to make a delicious chocolate ganache. Now, you can use any kind of chips. You could use Reese's butterscotch. You could use Reese's peanut butter, mint chips. You could use any kind of chips that you wanted to get a feel. You could take any type of Girl Scout cookie and really change up this recipe a little bit.
All right. All right. Well, we know that needs to sit for a minute anyway, so we'll take a break here, and we'll come back when it's done, and we'll show you how to make it look like those do. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, man, you're going to have a lot of brides thinking, saying, forget that wedding cake and go cupcakes. You're probably seeing that a lot.
Oh, yeah,
trendy.
definitely.
Okay, so our trend this time is Girl Scout cookies. Once again, the Twisted Sisters are here, Tracy and Cassandra from the Sugar Shack. And you said all through both locations, you've got Girl Scout themed things
all
going
week,
on.
our entire menu will be themed around Girl Scout cookies.
Think about that, people. Think of the potential for the Thin Mint cupcake, the Samoa cupcake. Oh.
And if there's concerns about maybe eating too much for the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
we make baby cakes in
Yeah.
the same exact version. I mean, if these are filled, those are filled. If those are dipped, these are dipped.
Okay.
So you can eat 3 of them. And still,
I thought the point was to just have one of those.
you can have 3 and not have the guilt.
All right. All right. Today we're making the Tag You're It, the tag-along inspired cupcake. In the first segment, you showed us how to core them out, so you make sure all that peanut butter goodness goes right down into the middle. But now it's all about the ganache.
We made the ganache earlier, and Cassandra stirred it up for us, so it's ready to go.
And that was it. Just the heated
It's that
heavy cream
easy.
and chocolate chips.
It's that easy.
And just keep mixing until it all comes together and looks extremely smooth.
silky and smooth,
Smells good.
just like that.
Now, even fingers are good dipped in chocolate, but be careful. Do
We
your
don't do that.
cupcakes first.
Now, we were talking tips earlier about waiting until the cake part is completely cool before you start frosting and things like that. You just pulled this batch out of the freezer.
Yes, and that's what you want to do just to make sure your frosting stays attached to it, because this is going to be a little warm and you don't want to melt your frosting off either.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is take this after you've taken it out of the freezer, and you're just going to dip it in there.
Okay, so you're not pouring it over top.
Dip it in, and I like to double dip because I like a thicker.
Do not invite Tracy to a party. She just confessed on television.
See how pretty that is? I know. And you want to try one, Carrie?
Yes. I like how, ooh, they're heavy.
They are,
They're
yeah.
dense.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I'm going to drop it.
It's harder than it looks. No, it's really easy. See how easy that is?
Yes. Let me put a little twist on it. Look at that.
Double dip.
He's like, that one's mine.
That's
That's
not a
more.
double dipper, Chris.
I had extra frosting.
That's, oh, see, now I won't give it back. Just if I want to do one.
You can do them all. Absolutely. Just to show everybody how easy it is at home.
So you said that you're making something else for the Samoa soiree besides these. What else are you cooking up?
The one we're going to do for the soiree is going to use the mints, the thin mints.
Oh man.
Yes.
So are you doing this one too, or are you gonna, or are you doing the thin mint as your official entry?
It's my official entry, and it's not going to be the same one as on the truck either, because it's a big, like you said earlier, a big secret.
Okay, but
Hopefully
you're making these in
award-winning.
the store.
These will be in the store, and they'll be on the Diva, which you can find out where she's going to be by going to our website at Twisted Sisters Cupcakes.
Because you guys are on the move.
We'll have them all week, and then the next menu will be our Valentine's menu.
Okie dokie. You want to tell them what you were telling me during the commercial about the Samoa cupcake? Because it sounds insane.
Ah, the Samoa cupcake is absolutely delicious. It's a caramel cupcake filled with homemade caramel. You got it, girl.
That one.
Filled with caramel, and the topping is our homemade caramel mixed with toasted coconut and pecans, and it is just a little taste of heaven.
Sounds like it. All right, well, we're going to get a little taste of the Tag Your It cupcake. Don't forget about the Samoa Soiree on the 17th of February, 7 to 9 at the Westin Hotel in Virginia Beach. And the information on where to get your tickets is on the screen. We'll put it at thehamptonroadshow.com.